Welcome back. In case you're just joining us, the acting INEC chairman, Amina Zakari, is our guest on Question Time. Do you have a deadline for this, for the completion of this exercise?
Yeah, we are coming out with timetables and timelines for all the activities, including transfers, because people may want to transfer their registration to those states. We'll give them specific guidelines on how to transfer, and they should be able to transfer their register. There shouldn't be any problem. We've done this through a major election. We shouldn't have problem doing it through 2 governorship elections.
What's your view about the introduction of the card reader?
Well, I would say that the reforms are here to stay. The card reader is one of the best things that happened to Nigeria, and I think we are going to continue to push for the use of the card reader through our elections. And even if we can go beyond the card reader to have more technology into our electoral process, because it ensures transparency and also efficiency in our processes.
Let me get your view on Nigeria's Electoral Act. Do you see that as a credible working document for credible elections?
It needs some review, it needs some improvement. What you could see is the same Electoral Act we used in 2011 to deliver on the good elections we delivered 2011. And it's still the same Electoral Act we used in 2015. So we will continue using it until such a time that it gets reviewed to optimum level. But for now, it shouldn't be a problem operating that Electoral Act. We don't have a problem whatsoever.
But with the recommendations of the Justice Way's reports and also the international community flaying and raising the yellow flag in the last general elections, that out of the 50 recommendations, just only 1 has been adopted. How do you feel about this process?
The National Assembly makes laws, INEC operates the laws. So whatever laws we have, we're a law-abiding agency. So whatever laws out there are the laws we operate. So I think, yeah, I said there's room for improvement, and we'll still package our recommendations. We have packaged recommendations to the last assembly. We'll package more recommendations to the current assembly and see how far we can be able to push for those reforms that we require to make the electoral process as best as ever. I wouldn't say all 50 recommendations must be taken to be able to deliver on good elections. As I said, we've already conducted 2 good elections with whatever we have. It's just a matter of Nigerians and the politicians understanding the process better and operating it the way it should be. In fact, taking you back to the question of litigations, most of the litigations are pre-election matters, and these are as a result of poor management of internal party democracy. So once we begin to understand the laws and we begin to apply internal party democracy, you will discover that most of the litigations will not be as many as we currently have. So it's just a matter of educating Nigerians more. We could manage these laws as they are. They are not as bad, but the main discussion is about operating them and about understanding them and about supporting each agency, supporting the other agency to be able to deliver on the credible elections, and also the Nigerian population understanding the electoral process. But I must say, 2015 is a watershed. People have understood the process. They've been involved, and I think we have a turning point. I think Nigerians will not sit back now and just have an election. It used to be the politicians and INEC conducting elections, but 2015 became something else. It was Nigerians that conducted the election alongside INEC, and that's the way it should be. That's the way it should be. The people of the country must be part of the process. They must be engaged, and they should be accommodating to the process. So I think we are in for a very good political process going forward.
Now, let's look at one clause in those recommendations that is of interest to Nigerians, and that's the independence of INEC, which states that the appointment of INEC chief and also their top officers should be made by an independent and neutral body. Is this any cause of worry to you that INEC is yet to attain this status?
I think it's neither here nor there. The last commission was appointed by President Jonathan, and the commission has conducted 2 acclaimed elections. So whether the government continues to appoint or a judicial body appoints, the matter is for that person that has been appointed to exercise that independence and to have that credibility and integrity within himself, to have the principle to be able to conduct that election. So I think it's a matter of sourcing for the right caliber of people, the people that have the integrity and they can be able to deliver on the elections. So either way it goes, it doesn't matter, but it's left for the Nigerians to push for these reforms if they feel strongly about it. The Independent National Commission will continue to operate based on the substituting laws, but it will operate as an independent body. And currently, we don't have interference from government. We've been operating like that, and we've been comfortable with it. So the commission can continue working independently based on what is available, and just to deliver, to try and deliver on good elections, impartial, with integrity and transparency. The key word is transparency. Once you are transparent, everybody understands there shouldn't be any suspicion or misconceptions.
I would like to take you back to the last general elections where some of the excuses made for non-preparations in some areas was the procurement process. Now, in regards to the forthcoming elections in Kogi and Bayelsa, has every necessary procurement been made?
Well, we are in the process of procurement, and we, as I said, we have some materials left over from the last election. We are taking an audit to see what we need. Basically, it's not much we need for by-elections. We do more procurements for general elections. For by-elections, there's not much need. But I know we are going to soon begin sourcing our ad hoc staff, begin training them, because we have time, we're in good time, we'll begin to train them, and we should be able to deliver on our elections. The procurement aspect will not be, it's not a major procurement, so there shouldn't be any problem.
Time and again, INEC is conducting elections in a flashpoint as prescribed by the National Human Rights Commission, Kogi and Bayelsa. How prepared is INEC? What do you feel about conducting elections in these 2 flashpoints?
Well, I think INEC has, these are the normal challenges we see from day to day. We've conducted elections in even more flashy points. During the era of the Niger Delta militants, we still held elections in those areas. We've held election in Borno State, Yobe and Adamawa. These are challenges that the Commission is faced with, but because we have good working relationships with the security agencies through the ICSES, the Interagency Consultative Forum on Election Security, which we hold periodic meetings, quarterly meetings, we've been able to overcome most of these challenges. For these elections too, we are going to have at least 2 meetings with the ICSES before Bayelsa elections. We would have stakeholder meetings, and ICSES is much a part of the stakeholder meetings. And we get advice from our security agencies, and they support us to deploy adequately and appropriately.
Before we wind down on this conversation, let me take you on this on a lighter note now. You are the first Nigerian woman to ever occupy this seat as the INEC chief, as the chief umpire of INEC. How do you feel about this?
As acting, I will say, but even as acting, the task is still equally as daunting as if it's a substantive position. As a woman, I feel normal because I just apply myself, do my work. That's what I've been doing for the past 20 years, and I think maybe that's why I've been recognized to do this job. And I've done so much within the commission. I've understood the internal processes. I've worked on so many committees. I worked 4 years with the political parties. So I think maybe that has prepared me to be able to do this job. And I've been an administrator in the FCT. I've worked my files. I don't consider being a woman an impediment, because for me, I'm a human being first. I want to achieve, and I don't look at the gender as an impediment. So it's just what I can deliver, what I have up here, and what I have physically, what I can do physically that matters. Not whether I'm a woman or a man, but let's see how it goes. I know the men sometimes feel, you know, they may feel chauvinistic about it, but the way I approach my tasks, I don't consider myself as being a woman. I'm a human being first, and that's the way I think all women should approach their tasks.
Hajiya Amina Zakari, it's been nice having you on this episode of Question Time and also giving us so much insight about how prepared the INEC is for the forthcoming elections. And also, Nigerians will be waiting to see how the first Nigerian woman to occupy this seat conducts the elections of their own expectations in terms of credibility and transparency. And that's as much as we can take in this episode of Question Time. You may also send us your comments on our various social media platforms showing on your screen. Join us next week on another exciting episode of the show on Channels Television. Many thanks for watching. I'm Benga Ashiru saying goodbye.